Yes, sir. We can see.
घंटी सर आपकी आवाज भी आ रही है।
आ रही
आप
सर
शुरू करें
सबको
सर,
आवाज
आप-
आ रही है। यू हैव टू कंटिन्यू सर। गुड मॉर्निंग,
हाँ
गुड आफ्टरनून,
हेलो
कंटिन्यू।
गुड मॉर्निंग एक और टेक्निकल इशू है, धन्यवाद। घंटी सर शुरू करें। हेलो
शुरू कर दीजिए सर। दोनों की आवाज आ रही है।
आवाज आ रही है?
आवाज नहीं आ रही है बिल्कुल।
आवाज आ रही है सर?
आवाज आ रही है सर, आवाज आ रही है।
सर आप शुरू तो। हेलो राकेश की आवाज आ रही है ना?
सर आपको आवाज हमारी नहीं आ रही, आपकी आवाज तो आ रही है इधर, आप बोलिए एक बार। नहीं अभी नहीं आ रहा सर आपका अभी आवाज। आपने स्पीकर ऑन कर रखा है क्या? आपका स्पीकर ऑन है? कोई स्टूडेंट है आपका जो आपको घर पे कोई जो हेल्प करेगा थोड़ा सा? हाँ तो आप इस आपने 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 उसमें उसको अनम्यूट कीजिए ना। आपका जो माइक है उसको अनम्यूट कीजिए। आपने माइक को अनम्यूट नहीं कर रखा आपका।
आवाज नहीं आ रही बिल्कुल।
आपका माइक अनम्यूट करिए। आपका माइक है ना सर, वो म्यूट है। आपका माइक म्यूट है वहां से।
बता दीजिए फोन पे
हेलो
फोन से बता दीजिए।
नहीं सर, आप मैं समझा नहीं, आपकी क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है? हेलो
देखो अभी कनेक्ट हो गया। नहीं लैपटॉप में कनेक्ट हुआ है अभी हुआ है।
सर आवाज
क्या
हरीश जी,
अभी
राकेश
जो
जी।
पीपीटी दिख रहा है, आर यू लिसनिंग?
हाँ महेंद्र सर बताइए।
आवाज आ रही है? इलेक्ट्रिकल से आवाज आ
आपकी
रही है?
आवाज आ रही है सर अभी मैं। हेलो
आर यू लिसनिंग?
हाँ मैं शुरू कर अभी, ठीक है सर?
मेरे का जो आवाज है।
हाँ आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर। आप बिल्कुल
क्या
आपका आवाज बिल्कुल सही आ रहा है। आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? हेलो
यस सर, हेलो।
बस ठीक है, आप शुरू कर रहे हैं। आपको स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना? आपको स्क्रीन पे आपका पीपीटी दिख रहा है सर आपको?
है
हाँ
मैं स्टार्ट करूं?
हेलो
यस स्टार्ट सर। कंटिन्यू सर, यू हैव टू स्टार्ट।
आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं सर, बिल्कुल एक मिनट।
Good afternoon to everyone. Just I am going to presenting the topic in related to the a clinico-anatomical approach to the Chala Sharira, a reference to the pulmonary alveolar membrane and its importance in prana vasculothers with related to the COVID-19. So this is my today presentation. I think all are you having in a meeting and listening ear. Just take it confirmation. Now, listening or not clearly. The colloid is one of the brain is considered as a part of Sir, next slide. Next slide. Yes, again. The coming to the definition of the Ashaya, the Ashaya is almost the sac-like structures having the cavity or hollow spaces. Example is like stomach, intestine, bladder, and lungs. So the inner lining epithelium is a mucous membrane of the cavity that considered as an kala. So usually these asayas are having or it transmits the dosha, dhatu and mala, especially example the air, blood, lymph, food, etc., which are as in the related to the asaya. So that is dhatvasya antarmaryadaha. So in between of this asaya and dhatu, so there will be a separation of membrane is particularly makes as the kala membrane. So now you can go for the next portion. Next slide. Next slide. So if you take the cross section of the food, so there are the different layers and parts of this internal structure. We can see layer by layer, thin layer which makes the separation of each different layers. So similarly, if you taken the cross section of the any part of the body or any fleshy part of the body, so or any muscular regions, so you will get the internal organs, internal separation parts as a layer by layer, which will be separated by a thin membrane. So that thin membrane is nothing but the part of the membrane. So that is the exact definition and identification of the kala that will be separates the structures. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. So cross section, the microscopic observation of the different layers of the tissue, the different structures are separated by a thick or thin membrane. So the different structures they separated by a layer or by a fascia, that all the fascia or the layer may be thick or maybe thin. So that portion is usually called as kala. So that is the meaning of Tatvasya Antarmaryadaha Kala, which lining between the Dhatu and Asya. So almost this Kala is epithelial tissue and that supported by an basement membrane and connective tissue in the form of thin layer. So that is the exact definition of the Kala membrane. So that kala is nothing but the membranous epithelial layer, epithelium, or we may call it as a mucous membrane, internal aspect of the organs, especially the cavity organs which are having of this membrane. That membrane itself is nothing but the mucous membrane, that is an epithelial tissue, epithelium, and that is becomes as the a part of kala. Next, please. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. Sri Acharya Vagbhata has mainly explained. So, the clay, which is lies within the internal part of the Ashaya, that itself becomes as a pakwa with the help of Dhatvagni and forms as a membrane, and that is usually called as Kala. So, as according to the Vagbhata, so it makes very clear of that the clay, which is always present in the internal parts of the organs, and that itself becomes pakwa and helps the formations of the as membrane, and that is nothing but Kala. That is the main point. So the same thing we can observations or we can find out the surfactant in the pulmonary membrane, especially in the alveolar membrane. There is a surfactant substance which is nothing but the helps and development as in a part of the membrane and layer in the alveoli region. So this membrane mainly helps for the absorption of the substance, and it also helps for the secretion substance and lubrication and externally covering, and also it's supporting and holding the different parts of the body organs. It may be lining internally, and as well as it also helps to covers the external aspect of the some of the organs like peritoneum, like a pleura membrane, like the meningeal layers. So that is also called as the pleura membrane. That pleura membrane and pericardial membrane or peritoneum, all that is also considered as a membrane. That is an external aspect, and the same thing is in the internal aspect into the internal cavity of the Ashaya. That is also called as the membranous portion. That is the concept in related to the Acharya Vagbhata and as well as Susruta. Next, sir. Next slide, please. So coming to the Srotas definition, the Srotas are nothing but a channels. These are the tube-like structures. They are the channels which will be a tube-like structures which helps to the transmission of the substances. They may be any substances which are transmitted from one place to the another place. So these are the tube-like structures. So that is why in our concept of this Ayurvedic, it is Sira Dhamani Sroto Sharira. Why? Because all these are the tube-like structures which will be helps for the transmission of the substances from one part of the another portion. That may be air, or it may be a food, or it may be a nutrients, or it may be air. So all that is in one word, we can take it as rasadi dhatu. So these rasadi dhatus which will be transmitted from the one region to the another region, and that will be particularly the word which are used as a sravana. The sravana means the movement in the form of gradually, step by step, not continuous flowing. That takes as a step by step, that is gradually. So that is why that is the portion of Srotas. So the Charaka has given the very clear concept. Sravanat Srotamsi. Yes, next please. Next slide. See that word, the Charaka has used that Sravanat Srotamsi. So Saranat Siraha Dmanat Dhamanyaha Sravanat Srotamsi. So he has very clearly used the meaning of Sira, Dhamani and Srotas. So especially in the Srotas, he has used the word that is Sravana. So that is the definition of Srotas, and they are explained as Sravanaditi Rasadeva Poshasya Sravanad, especially the Chakrapani Tika. So he has used that Sravana, that is maybe a diffusion or maybe osmosis, that is from the one place to the another place. That is the usually called as Srotamsi or Srotas definition. So that is the concept of the Srotas in related to the part of the channels tube-like structure. Next, please. Next slide. So you can see in this slide the meaning of the Sravana, that is flow step by step. So such a channels which are carries the different substances, and that will be a tube-like structure is called as Srotas. Then you can, according to the structure, according to the functions, according to the locations in the body, the Srotas are named. That is in a different structural concept, functional concept, and it may be in related to the location. There may be a different name in related to the Srotas. So be remember, these Srotas are specialized structures and specific functions, particularly like very clear Nishandana, Abhivahana, Abhisarana, Shoshana, Sravana, like that the terms used by the Acharyas, it will make the clear concept of as according to in related to the modern concept. So percolation, convenience, osmosis, absorption and oozing, like that the functions of the Srotas. According to this concept, it will make the very clear of the concept of the Srotas. Yes sir, please next. Next slide. So the Srotas may comparative with the systems as according to the modern concept. We are going to make it see the system wise, systematic anatomy. So that may be respiratory system, digestive system, or the urinary system. So any the systems which will be a makes as the part of the portion that is mainly helps in related to the a portion of the point in related to the structures, that is systematic anatomy. So similarly, Rasava Srotas, Annava Srotas, Pranava Srotas, like that. So we can have in a different names of the Srotas and different structure and different functions. Similarly, we are to be identification. Suppose for example, Shira Dhamanis are also a channels that they have transmitted the different substance. That is the concept. See, here we are coming to the particular of the Pranava Srotas. So this Pranava Srotas respiratory system comparatively, as we are to go for the respiratory system organs
हेलो सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही है। हेलो, आवाज आ रही है क्या सबको?
हाँ राकेश की आवाज आ रही है।
आ रही है ना?
हाँ
नहीं,
आपका
अभी मेरी आ रही है। लेक्चर की आवाज आ रही है? लेक्चर चल रहा है?
आपकी तो आ रही है।
नहीं आ रही है आवाज
सर आवाज
हैं? लेक्चर चल रहा है ना?
आवाज नहीं आ रही है
हाँ
सर।
नहीं आ रही
हाँ, आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
बस आपकी आ रही है, लेक्चर
नहीं
की
आ
नहीं
रही?
आ रही।
नहीं आ रही
मैं एक मिनट होल्ड, वापस बात कर, एक मिनट
म्यूट कर रखा है।
अभी करता हूँ। उन म्यूट म्यूट हो रखा है उनका।
आ रही है सर, आ रही है।
अभी देखता हूँ मैं को वापस।
Are you listening my word? Hello, dear participants.
यस सर, अब आ रही है।
यस सर।
Are you listening now?
यस सर।
Yes, sir. slide presentation. Give next slide, please. Next slide presentation. Give me slide presentation. Yes, slide presentation. You can expose the slide.
आप दिखा जी सर
Yes, next slide. Yes, okay. Okay.
ये करे पहले
Are you seeing and listening my word?
yes 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 हेलो हेलो ये सब म्यूट पड़ा हुआ है सर आपका जो माइक ऑफ है दोनों माइक का आपने दो दो से ज्वाइन करना है दो टैब है आपके एक टैब और एक टैब का हाँ लेकिन आपके दोनों में आप माइक म्यूट है आपका आप अनम्यूट करिए सर वहां से माइक म्यूट है हाँ आप अनम्यूट करना है अभी वो देखिए कोई क्रॉस आ रहा होगा माइक के ऊपर देखिए माइक पे आपका जो नीचे माइक है ना माइक का जो है आइकॉन उसको देखिए इसमें क्रॉस आ रहा लाइन बनी हुई है उसको क्लिक करेंगे तो ऑफ ऑन हो जाएगा हाँ क्लिक करके आप क्लिक कीजिए उसको क्लिक करिए आप तो सुनाई तो दे रहा है इसको सुनाई हेलो आपको आवाज आ रही है सर आप एक माइक को अनम्यूट आप
Just अभी देखो.
आपने आपके माइक को अनम्यूट किया है ठीक है सर
अभी ठीक है ना?
हाँ अभी बोलिए सर आप आवाज आ रही है
Okay.
हाँ
So now I continue.
ठीक है सर आपका आवाज आ रही है अभी
Yeah.
हाँ आप भी आ रही है सर आपका पीपीटी देखिए
PPT दिख रहा है.
इसको मत कीजिएगा सर भाई इसको भी आप इसको मत चलिएगा ये आपका इसको ऑन रहने दीजिए ठीक है ना सर
क्या करना?
हाँ अब अभी आप खाली इसको बोलते रहिए
कुछ मजा ही नहीं आ रहा.
हेलो अभी सही है ना?
आपसे सर
अभी सही है. ओके. ओके.
अभी ये पीपीटी दिखाएगा
हाँ PPT दिखा रहे हैं.
हाँ क्या ये इसी स्लाइड पे चलना है अभी पीछे
ओके. सही है अभी ठीक है उतना मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. Shall I continue? Hello, shall I continue?
हाँ हाँ सर कंटिन्यू करिए.
ओके सर कंटिन्यू.
कंटिन्यू मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. the respiratory system, the pranava srotas, we can make it in a two portions. One is conducting part and another one is respiratory part. So the conducting part is usually the nasal cavity, the pharynx, trachea, bronchus, and terminal bronchus. So the respiratory portion is usually the respiratory bronchiole, the alveolar ducts, and air circulations, and pulmonary alveoli. So that is mainly related to the respiratory part of the pranava srotas. So one portion beginning is conducting part, that is the upper portion. Then again the lower portion is the lower respiratory tract, that is the portion of usually the respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts, and air vacuoles and pulmonary alveoli. So this structure of the respiratory system usually that is lined by the ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium, that is mucous membrane, that is columnar epithelium with a ciliated substances, that is along with there are the numerous goblet cells. Then below that there is a submucous membrane. That submucous layer is consist mucus and serous number of glands. It will be located in the submucous region. So the main mucus, that is nothing but kala. So that is epithelium, particularly formed by pseudostratified columnar epithelium along with the number of goblet cells. Then just below that the submucus, that submucus is having any many mucus and serous gland. This is just an cross explanations. Yes sir, next slide. Please next slide. Next slide please. Yes, next slide. This is a definition of the Susruta and Charaka. Yes, next slide. Next. So next slide. I think there will be repetition of the same slide, sir. Next slide. Next. Come to the next slide. Next slide. हाँ
तो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड यही
इसके बाद नेक्स्ट स्लाइड या क्या
इससे पहले वाली और
वही रिपीटेशन हो रहा है. नेक्स्ट इसके बाद नेक्स्ट
अभी देखिए सर
दिखता है मगर नेक्स्ट स्लाइड इसके बाद नेक्स्ट या जस्ट होल्ड just 1 second. Yeah. So the previous slide. Before slide, yeah. Before that, before slide. Before. Yeah, okay. No.
Yes.
After this, next.
Yes.
Next
Yes, sir.
number slide.
Yeah.
14. Next slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop there.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, before.
No. Next slide. Yes.
Next. Okay.
Our
Well,
next.
yes, sir.
Next, please. Go continuation. Yes. Just 1 second. 1 second. See the particularly the goblet cells in the respiratory epithelium.
Before one slide.
So there is a respiratory portions. Just I will come to that. Don't move the slides, sir, please.
Yes. Okay.
Just to keep it unless and until I will give you the portions.
Yes.
The slides are
Yes,
going
sir.
to be changing.
No. Now I will move as you said.
See the end
Okay.
portion. Trachea will be ends in a start with the principal bronchus. Principal bronchus will be start in the secondary bronchioles. Then secondary will go for the tertiary bronchioles. Then they will be reached to the respiratory bronchioles. Then alveolar duct and alveolar sac. So usually the alveolar duct is a straight. It is thin-walled tube. It is just a thin-walled tube, and that is particularly branch of respiratory bronchiole, and that particularly ends in a alveolar sac. So usually the alveolar sac is particularly conduct the air to the alveoli. So alveoli is particularly provide the respiratory surface for a gas exchange. So usually the exchange of the gases takes place in the alveoli. So the alveolar sac is a blind termination of airway. Each alveolar duct gives rise to a series of alveolar sacs that contains the two or more alveoli. So in this alveoli, there is an exchange of the gas, that is the main point. And this alveoli is nothing but a membranous sac, and the membrane wall is very thin in nature, and that is the main part of the pranavaha srotas where the exchange of the gases takes place. Just next slide. Go to the next slide, please. Yes, the thin walled that alveolus. So usually the alveolar surface is lined by a continuous layer of alveolar type 1 cells and alveolar type 2 cells. So these two cells are very important. So one is the squamous cells and another one is septal cells. So each alveoli is particularly lined by a simple squamous cells. The alveoli are close to the blood capillaries, and particularly the air alveoli and capillaries, they are consistive or they have an air blood barrier region or the structures which particularly through this membrane there is an exchange of the gases from the alveoli to the blood and blood to the alveoli. So be remember, so this alveolus is nothing but a pouch, thin membranous layer, and that is lined by the two type of cells. One is type 1 and another one is type 2 cells. Next slide. Next, please. So just you have to be remember, see this figure. This is just a portions of bronchial tree. That is a transmission of the trachea, principal bronchus, secondary bronchus, and last. So you can just see the last portions, the alveoli, alveolar sac. That is the main part of the respiratory portions. I am not going to the details of this anatomy. Just to be remember and concentrate to the alveolar part. Next, sir. Next. Yeah. See, now again, to make a very clear of the things, the alveolus is a thin membranous sac. So there is an inside the air, but the membrane is particularly formed by the two type of epithelium, that is type 1 cells and type 2 cells. Particularly, that will be a membranous layer. So that membranous layer is the part of the most important in the pranavasrotas, that is in a respiratory system, that will be takes up exchange of gases. Next, sir, please. Next, please. Next, please.
फोन करके कह दिया था अंजलि बाबू ने कह दिया उनको कह दिया था लाइब्रेरी भी कह दिया मैंने कंप्लेन
Next slide, please.
ठीक है
Next slide, please.
आज 5% हुआ ना परसों हाँ पर एक बार लेक्चर चल रहा है मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में वापस कॉल बैक कर देता हूँ ठीक है
Next slide, please. Please go to the next slide. Yeah, this is the minute structure level. Just to be understood, the alveoli is exactly a site of gas exchange that is close associated with the capillaries on the outside. So here there is lots of elastic fibers in the alveolar wall. So the two type of cells, one is respiratory epitheliocytes, that is a type 1 cells, and another one is alveolar, that is to be type 2 cells, that is called as septal cells. So the important role, the septal cells are very important in related to maintenance of the normal physiological part of the portions of alveoli, because these septal cells produces the surfactant, that is a substance that is mainly helps to maintain the normal physiological part of the alveoli. Then apart from that, there is also another type of cells, they are macrophages cells, they helps to mainly phagocytic action. So the three type of cells which will be forms as a alveolar membrane. So that alveolar membrane consisting these three type of the cells, especially the type 2 cells are very important in related to the maintenance of the normal function of the alveoli. Why? Because it is in a substance to maintain the normal physiology and structural part of the alveoli. Sir, next please. Next please. So here the three important, one is breathing function, second one is gas exchange, and that is particularly in between the air and capillaries at the lungs level, and between the systemic capillaries and tissues in the part of the body level, that is external respiration, or you may call it as an internal respiration. So then third one is utilization of oxygen. So that is the main three part of the normal functional concept you have to be remember. One is a ventilation, nothing but breathing, the exchange of the gas, one is at the alveolar level and another one is in the tissues level. Then third one is oxygen utilization, that is in the cellular level, that is usually called as cellular respiration. So now we are going to concentrations to the particularly in related to the exchange and breathing part of the portions as in related to the applied aspect. Sir, next please. Next slide please. See now. So what is this olfactory epithelium? So just you have to be remember the nose. The nose is the first entry of the respiratory system. So this nose internally it has the two mucus area. One is the olfactory epithelium and another one is respiratory epithelium. So the olfactory epithelium usually lines by the olfactory region that includes the root of the nasal cavity and area above the superior conchi. So this particularly the olfactory epithelium is responsible to transmit the smell. So this is one of the important region. So be remember the loss of the smell is one of the main symptoms in COVID-19. So usually, generally, those who are suffering from or those who have a positive of this COVID-19, usually there is a loss of smell sensation. That is the first significant symptoms in related to the COVID-19. Because of that, the inflammatory conditions in related to the olfactory mucosa, the olfactory epithelium, the virus may involvement in related to the olfactory epithelium that may leads to the symptom, that is the one of the main significant symptom, that is loss of smell. Then another one is the respiratory epithelium. So that respiratory epithelium, usually there is a mucous membrane which covers the lower two-third part of the nasal cavity. That will be covers the two-third part of the nasal cavity, and it is the thickest over nasal conchae and nasal septum. So thin in particularly meatus and at the floor of the nose. So just be remember, this is the epithelium, ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium, and here there are number of plenty of goblet cells. So these goblet cells are usually secretes the substance that helps for the moistening, and these ciliated columnar cells which will be helps for the filtration, which the air will be enters the microorganisms which will be prevented by this particularly ciliated columnar epithelium. So that is why we remember the nose nasal mucosa is one of the very important kala in related to the our COVID-19 infectory conditions, because this two mucosal membrane is nothing but the part of the kala which will be a very important in related to the prevention of microorganism. So once that may affected to the olfactory epithelium or it may be respiratory epithelium, but both are will be having a very important region in related to the entry of the respiratory system. So the same thing which was explained in our Ayurvedic Samhitas as the nose is gateway to the cranial cavity, nasahi shiraso dwaram. So why? Because of that will be a communications to the cranial cavity and to the paranasal air sinuses, that will be communicate to the cranial cavity and leads to the infection made to the brain. So that is why the entry of this is very important, especially in related to the today's COVID-19 the portion. So the mucous membrane of the nasal cavity is very important. So next slide. So be remember the nasal mucosa is one of the part of the kala, and that is the in concept be related with the our COVID-19. Similarly, the paranasal sinuses. So these are nothing but again lined by a mucus, which is nothing but extension of the mucous membrane of the nasal cavity. So the nasal cavity mucous membrane which will be get entry into the paranasal air sinuses. So that is nothing but nasal cavity to the sinus, there is a communication. So especially the maxillary sinus, frontal sinus, ethmoidal sinus. So all these sinuses, the extension of the same, the nasal mucosa in these sinuses. So any infections may spread and lead to the different complications like orbital cellulitis or optic neuritis, or the frontal sinuses are closely related to the anterior cranial fossa and orbit, that may leads to the infections in related to the brain and as well as the eye. So that is why this is one of the important lesion that will be a concept of kala which lies in the nasal cavity and that communicate to the paranasal air sinuses and cranial cavity, especially the frontal sinus. That frontal sinus is almost communicate with the anterior cranial fossa. So that anterior cranial fossa that may leads to the portion of brain part. So the brain may be infectory conditions in related to this viral infection. Yes, next, sir. Next slide. Next, please. So similarly again, the another important, I will come to the alveoli. So one is nasal mucosa is one of the important point in related to the clinical point. Then another one is alveoli. So you already know that the alveoli is air-filled structures, and normally this alveoli do not collapses due to the presence of surface tension lowering agent, that is namely surfactant. So the surfactant is one of the important substance. Be remember which will be maintains the normal function of alveolar membrane. Here the surfactant that is secreted by the secreted by particularly type 2 cells of the alveoli. So these type 2 cells that is secretes this surfactant. It is a very important substance. It will be maintains the non collapsible of the alveoli. So this secretion which will be particularly by alveoli type 2 cells. So this maintains the patency of alveoli and allow for the exchange of the gases to occur during the inspiration and expiration. So this is most important in related to the part of the portion of membrane in the alveoli, because the COVID-19, the in system, what will happens, there is not properly transmission of the gases, whatever is go, but it is not able to transmission of this gas, that is oxygen, to the tissues. That means it will be like this, the portions, what will happens, so that may affect to the transmission of the oxygen. So that is why we are giving the most number of oxygen, but it will not properly utilization to the cells, to the tissues of the body. So that is why that may leads to the so much complications. If suppose it is associated with the other infections, definitely what will happen, so that will be that is the things to be make the perfectness. That is the one of the point you have to be remember. So the surfactant is one of the important substance to maintain the normal healthy part of the alveoli membrane, that is maintains the patency of alveoli and allow the proper exchange of the gases. Next, sir. Next slide. Next, please. See, it is a complex substance. The surfactant is complex substance. It is nothing but the phospholipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and number of several ions. So this substance secreted by number type 2 cells of the alveoli, and it is particularly forms as a layer at the fluid air interface in the alveoli. So how it will be, as our Vagbhata said that by Kledatva it helps to form the formations of the membrane. So similarly here the surfactant, the fluid, that substance is in the form of arrangement of layer in the alveolar membrane to maintain the potential of alveoli. So that is the concept of Vagbhata. We have to make a very clear concept, the Kledatva in the Ashaya by the Pakva, Dhatvagni, and that helps to development of the Kala in the same manner. So this surfactant is forms as a membrane, it forms as a layer. So that is most important in related to of this alveolar membrane. So the role of the surfactant, make it very clear, it lowers the surface tension in the alveoli. This increases the compliance of lungs and reduces the work of breathing. So surfactant prevents the fluid accumulation in the alveolus and keeps it dry and maintains the normal healthy. Next, please. Next, please. Next slide. So if the surfactant absence, just to we see the imagine. So the surfactant absence, what will happens? The fluid from the interstitial space that flows into the alveolar space, and due to the increased surface tension that may lead to the complications. So if the surfactant is becomes absent, then automatically the interstitial fluid will be entry, and that may leads to the complications, and definitely there is a lot of problems in the system, in the respiration. So that is why due to the COVID-19 there is a lack of oxygen, because of this is the reason, so that involvement of the membrane. So that 19 virus may lead to the complications in the nasal mucosa, number 1, that may spread to the brain, leads to the complications. Then increased surface tension of the alveolar membrane, that pulmonary membrane, may cause the COVID-19 complications. So this is the most important point in related to the applied aspect. Number 1, the nasal mucosa. Number 2 is alveolar membrane. In the alveolar membrane, the most important substance is surfactant, because that surfactant itself is forms as a layer to the alveolar membrane, and to release the tension of the alveolar gas exchange that maintains the normal portions. Any deformity or deficient of the surfactant that may lead to the complication, definitely there will be no proper exchange of the oxygen. So definitely the body tissues will be lack of oxygen, so the persons will be go for the complications and leads to the further may fatal. So that is why this will be the point important. You have to be remember the point, the surfactant, especially forming a layer. So what our Vagbhata says that the Asya clay Dattva, with the help of Dhatvagni, it is helps for the formation of the membrane, or there is a Kala. So that is the here what we are seeing in the modern concept, the modern physiology, the modern anatomy in related to the alveolar membrane. So the my concept is totally the point of the alveolar membrane is very important in related to the transmission of the air. So that COVID-19 virus, that will be leads to the complications if it will be involved in the alveolar membrane. The first is nasal mucosa, second one is alveolar membrane. Sir, next please. Next slide. So this is the point what I have given. So that is you have to be remember the end of the respiratory system function. The knowledge will be remains as voluntary and involuntary function. That is the nature of the human body. So be with the nature as give and take policy. So still how long there is a give and take policy in between the environment and the human body. So that will be a surviveness of life if there is no give and take policy. For example, we are giving the carbon dioxide to the environment is gives to the human body the oxygen. So that is nothing but give and take policy in between the environment and the human body. So this deforms whatever we give the oxygen in the form of ventilation or in form of other way, but the things to be different. So that is why be remember as according to the my topic related. So the mucous membrane of the nose, the mucous membrane, the membranal part of the alveoli, so is a very important role in related to the complications of this COVID-19 viruses. So the point you have to be remember, the most important the surfactant, that is the Vagbhata's concept, and the concept of the Nasahi Sirsodwaram. So whatever through the nasal cavity that may lead to the cranial cavity, the important organ, the brain involvement, definitely there will be something wrong in the system. So this is the concept of that of the Kala Sharira, and as well as Sroto Sharira, and as well as in related to the modern concept as what we are facing the today's complications by any COVID-19. So be remember of these 2 points. I hope that it will be a clear identical point up in this. I think it will be a clearance to that one. So the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes, thank you. So what will be the part of the portions I presented? I hope it will make clearance with a lot of some technical problems that may be my side or maybe of that other side, but I try to my level best to make a good presentation and the informative things. I hope the most welcome to the questions. Any questions or any clarifications, I am ready to what I have any knowledge, and I think it will be a portion and it will be a part of presentations in the formation of knowledge. Any questions, anything, I will be ready for to what I have idea. And once again, I thank you to the organizers, especially to the college vice, the chancellor and principal and faculty members and all of that my faculties which have a trust with me and given an opportunity to share my knowledge what I have, but I am not happy because due to the some technical problem I am not clear about this transmission thing subject. So anyhow, I try my level best. The any questions, doubt, be refer. I will try to level my level to make a convince. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh Sharma and other principals and faculty members. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
since beginning, it has become a very tedious task today as we were having some problems in our net connectivity here, and
Yeah.
that's why we could actually and maybe possible some restrictions from your side as well. But ultimately we could manage it. That is what the thing, and eventually we could complete the task and all. and I think our audience will certainly abide by our problems, and they would have been benefited the maximum. I would request all the audience, if they are having any questions in their mind, they can put it on this platform and they can get a suitable benefiting reply from our honorable guest. Is there any question from my side? Please unmute your mic and raise the questions.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Most welcome. I will try to answer. Any questions related to
Am I
from
audible
audience?
to the audience?
Yes.
Any question on the side? Hello.
Sir,
Yes.
my name is Chinmay. I have a query actually. Of late, the COVID cases that are being reported, they also show gastrointestinal symptoms, sir.
Yeah.
What might have been the cause, sir, for gastrointestinal symptoms?
Symptoms. See what will happen. The main problem is in related to the exchange of our gas. The oxygen is very important in related to the all part of the body's tissue. Suppose any part of the tissues could not to be a make or sufficient of this oxygen molecules, definitely there will be a something deformity in related to the functional concept that may lead to the local membrane or that may lead to the through the nervous system that may related to the any part of the portions. This is the main reason is the proper utilization of oxygen. If the tissues are not gets proper utilization of oxygen, definitely there will be something wrong in almost all the systems. Not only the digestive, the other systems are also will be having the problems is because it will be a coordination. It is communication in between all systems of the body. So that is why the problems may lead to the any systems, not only to that particular. That is the point you have to be identification. I hope, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? If anybody else is having some questions, and join. Hello?
Sir, which type of dystrophy in COVID-19? Atipravati, Sirakrati, or Vimarkaman?
Yes, once again, repeat.
Sir, which type of dystrophy is there? Atipravarti, Sang, Sirakrati, or Vimarkaman in COVID-19?
Yeah. So these are the regions to make a Srotodrushti. That may be one or it may be a two. So what is this? The Srotodrushti, the regions may be Atipravarti, Sangha, something like that. So here, what will be the concept? We have to understood not all the complications or not all the points. Maybe one or maybe two. Say for example, Atipravarti. See the flow of viruses, entry in a huge form. We can't say one virus, two virus. So if that will be a more viruses enters this passage, so that may lead to the complications of that of the mucous membrane. So what happens once the mucous membrane is affected by of these microorganisms, definitely there is an imbalances of the functions, maybe hypersecretion, maybe not secretion, or maybe the infection may spread and transmitted to the through the another portions. So that may lead to the atipravarti, something like that. So the obstruction means the vayu will become obstructed. Suppose the bronchioles at the end points becomes agene. They are not a cartilages, they are the membranous. So that membranous becomes as the constrict and makes the obstruction. That is should be considered as a sroto avarodha, that is due to the sangha. In that way we have to think, and that way we have to take the portion of the atipravarti, sangha or avarodha in that way concept. That is related to the Sroto Drushti. How the Sroto Drushti? These are the regions. So that regions, say for example, I told you, the surfactant. If it is more, if it is less, complications. So that will be leads. Similarly, this passage, the alveolar duct, it will be narrow or it will be obstruction. Definitely there will be a pathological conditions. In that way you have to take it considerations. Definitely. Are you clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One question.
Thank you.
One question is there, sir. In the chat box, that
Yes, tell me.
hello.
Hello,
That
tell me, sir.
question
Yes.
Gaurav side, yes, for what to be formed from Kala related also have same origin. How to understand it and its clinical importance?
Tell me, repeat once again. I am not clear. Please repeat.
Suppose said to be formed from vein. So the color related will also have same origin.
Please repeat your question.
It and its importance. Fuffus is formed from the vein. Fuffus, the formation of takes place from the rectum part. And in the same context, the kala should also be formed from the same rectum vein. So, to understand it and its clinical importance, this is the question, sir.
No, not clear, sir. Not clear. I am not clear
One
about the
thing
question.
I have, sir.
Voice
Sir,
is not clear. Voice
Fuffus,
is not clear.
in either text it is supposed to say that Fuffus is formed from the Rakta showing the main Prabhava Fuffusa. Is- You able to listen to me, sir?
बेशक आवाज नहीं आ रही बिल्कुल आपकी आवाज साफ नहीं है
नहीं clear. That voice is not clear. Please.
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute, sir. I am audible?
Hello. Hello.
Am I audible, sir?
Now I am audible.
Hello?
Yeah. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. It is a question there from Dr. Gaurav. He says that Fuffus is said to be formed from Rakta Fen Bhag, Shonit Fen Prabhava Fuffusa.
Yeah.
If it is so, then the Kala is also, the concerned Kala will also be formed from the same origin. That is also from the Rakta Fen Bhag. So, how to understand it and its clinical importance?
Yeah. See, here we have to go for the one is Fuffusa is one broad part. The membrane is the minute part. There are the two different identifications. One is a gross structure, another one is minute structure. That is why the Srotasas are Stula and Sukshma. So you have to take in considerations the Stula and as well as Sukshma. So we cannot consider both as the similar. See, Shonita Pena Kitta Prabhava, that is the gross organ, that may be a lungs or a Puppusa. But in similarly, the Kala is Dhatu, Asya, Antarmaryada. They are very clear, makes up that the Kala definition, it is a membrane in between Asya and Dhatu. So here you have to take Asya is lungs, because the bronchioles, alveoli, everything is Asya. It gives the Asya to the Vata dosha, Vayu. That is the particular, the Vayu is to be considered as a one of the Dhatu. That is the point you have to take it considerations in that related aspect. I hope you are clear. Otherwise, if anything, you can make the portions. This is the point main in related to the Puppusa and Kala. Puppusa is considered as a Srotas, Pranava Srotas part. That minute portion of that of the Srotas is Kala. That is why the Kala definition, Dhatu Asya, Antarmaryada. That is a membrane, this part is Kala. Yes. Yes. Yes, any other questions? Please welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
Who is there?
Dr. Kanti speaking.
Yes. Any other query from any side, sir? I think that. Yes. Yes. Please name yourself.
Divya Paryani here.
Please
Sir,
name
Divya
yourself
Paryani here.
first. बोलें.
Sir, I have a query. As the olfactory epithelium is affected, so the temporal region of the brain should be affected mainly. But we have seen in people during the COVID conditions that maybe due to fear, they are very scared with the conditions and they're mentally behavior is also affected with that. Is it just because of the fear of that, or maybe the infection could be in other parts of brain also?
Hello, madam. See that not temporal lobe, it is mainly related to the frontal lobe. First, the olfactory mucosa that mainly will be communicated first is frontal lobe. So, as according to your concept, fairness, tension, because the frontal lobe is very important related to the point of view, that is usually called as prefrontal cortex, is a highly intelligency and highly memory and highly attitude part. So what will happens through the olfactory mucosa, it will be first communicated and it will be reached to the frontal lobe, not a temporal lobe. So next further may complication, but the first involvement is frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is highly developed and highly part of the portions in related to the motor function. The motor function, prefrontal cortex, highly intelligency, highly sensitive, highly pre-planned, whatever is, that is prefrontal cortex region. The frontal lobe is highly the motor centers. So if you have to go for the more fairness or your thinking, that may lead to the complications of the COVID-19. That is, be remember, the frontal lobe of the brain is the first involvement, and that is the point be in related to the part of our intelligence, or of our memory, or of our planning, everything. So because of that, the frontal lobe has a plan of your work, plan of your duty, plan of your job, everything. There is a planning center. So that planning center, if you think in a different way or in a different aspect, that may differ to the complications of this COVID-19. So we remember the frontal lobe is more involvement rather than the other, but later taken involvement in the other lobes. This is the point you have to be remember. Are you clear, madam?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Are you clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Not temporal lobe. We remember, frontal lobe.
Anybody else? If there is any query from any side else?
Hello.
Yes.
Headache can also be the symptom of COVID-19.
Yes.
Sir, can headache be the symptom of COVID-19?
Definitely.
Please name yourself. Please name yourself.
Name. Give your name.
Sir, myself Roshni R.
Okay.
So because of that, you see now the headache. The paranasal air sinuses are related to the eye. Headache, frontal sinus. So the same mucous membrane is extension of paranasal air sinuses. So all these complications, headache, heaviness in the body, heaviness in the headache, heaviness in the eye, all things will be related to complications. No doubt. Is it okay, madam?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Have it clear? Yeah.
Yes.
So that is why the main concept you can see, Nasa hi Sirasodwaram. Very good concept in Nashakarma treatment, Nasha Vidhi Adhyaya. Sushruta has made very clear concept, Nasa hi Sirasodwaram. It is the main gateway to the cranial cavity. Main gateway.
Anybody else? Any other question from any side?
Sir, here is Dr. Deepa Thakkar.
Which one?
Yeah. From?
My question from Rajasthan Ayurveda University.
Okay. Continue.
Sir, my question is, some COVID cases are asymptomatic. So what are the reason behind this?
The A region the asymptomatic means the early stage at the beginning stage of infection, not that much of any significant symptoms. In early stage of step, say for example, that condition is not at the severe, at the early stage of disease, you couldn't get the symptoms. We can take it as primary stage or the beginning stage. There is no symptoms, no appearance, nothing else. That is the due to there is an immunity built up, and there will be a tug of war between of your immunity cells and the microorganisms, especially what we are saying that the cells in related to the neutrophils, WBCs. So these are the portions, your platelets, all this will be supporting to make up that. So that is in early stage of any diseases or any complications, there is no symptoms. Later we will get it the symptoms. That may be the one of the point you have to be remember. At the beginning stage, at the early stage, that is the initial stage, as there is no any such a symptom, so that is why it is called as asymptomatic level, not 100% disease. It is asymptomatic level at the early stage of disease. That will be consideration. Are you clear?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other query from any side? Hello?
Yes, sir. If anybody questions, they may send a mail or they may put SMS also. I am ready to answer. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can send these by mail also, or you can WhatsApp sir also.
Yeah.
And sir is always there to reply your questions, to remove your suspicions. He is always available. He is very gentle and he is always available, sir. And now I think we should come to the concluding stage now, sir.
Yeah, according to your opinion, sir, I am ready.
Sir.
I am ready.
Sir. Sir, this is actually in the beginning we had some technical issues, and that's why we couldn't start it actually in the proper node. Actually, we should have given some brief caricature, and I am here now to please just a minute. क्या कह रहे हो? Just a minute. Sir, I am here with the brief caricature of Professor G.M. Kanti, sir. I think he needs no formal information regarding his caricature. He is basically a very well-known personality across India, and in the field of Rachna Sharir. I think in other ways I can say that he is also next to Professor Digit Khatte sir in India. He has a very vast experience of Rachna Sharir and has delivered so many presentations in different CMEs, different lectures, different seminars and workshops at national, international level. And for your information, a general information, I would like to inform that Professor G.M. Kanti sir has done his diploma in Ayurvedic medicine in 1971. He did his graduation BSAM, the degree prevailing in those days when he pursued his graduation. He did BSAM, Bachelor in System of Ayurvedic Medicine in 1974 from Mysore University. He did Diploma in Hospital Administration from Pune, and he did PhD Anatomy in 2000 from Pune University, Indian Institute of Medicine. His professional experience is that he started with his in the initial days he started as a physician in Badami from 1975 to 79 in Karnataka, and later on he joined as a lecturer and in charge principal DGM Ayurved College, Gadak from 1979 to 83. Later on, he shifted to his actual workplace, is the prestigious workplace, that is SDM Ayurved College, Udupi, a renowned college in India. And he worked there till retirement, and he retired as professor and HOD, PG Department of Rachna Sharir and Basic Principal from SDM College of Ayurveda. He is the regular UG and PG examiner in the very prestigious institutions across India, and he has earned laurels in the form of awards as Best PhD Thesis Gold Medal Award from Indian Institute of Medicine, Pune 2000. Best PhD Thesis Award from All India Sharir Research Institute, Lucknow, the institution established by Honorable Professor Dijit Thatte sir, and he also received Best Anatomy Teacher Award from All India Sharir Research Lucknow, as well as from the All India Sharir Research Institute, Hassan. He received Best Award for Museum Development. And one more thing I would like to say, that he is the best expert in the plastination technique in India. I personally have gained the experience, learned the experience from him when I was there as a participant in the continuing medical education program. Earlier days it is known as the ROTP program in Kurukshetra in 2007, Shri Krishna Ayurvedic College, Kurukshetra. And he was there, and he showed us the perfect presentation how to do the plastination of lungs. I am very much influenced by his expertise, and I think not only me, each and everyone who has come into contact with Professor Kanti sir has been influenced by his by not only by his knowledge, but as well as his humbleness, as well as his gentleness. He is so nice personality. Sir, thank you very much. And one more thing I would like to share about this program, sir. With the blessings of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, we were having a program on academia industry collaboration, being organized by the Center for Human Resource Development, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, Rajasthan Ayurveda University, a section, an important section for the sharing of knowledge across India for the upliftment, human resource development of the fraternity, Ayurveda fraternity. This is the vision of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and the center was established in last year, January 2020 here, and we are constantly organizing extension lectures under the ambit of this center. And as soon as on the 30th of April, the program Academia Industry Collaboration, Dr. C.K. Katiyar sir, CEO Technical, Imami Herbal Limited, Zandu Brand, Kolkata. As soon as this, he delivered a lecture series on Academia Industry Collaboration, and his series was completed on 30th April. And the same day I received a message from my junior, Dr. Narendra Garg, who is serving as a professor in Kai Chikitsa in Jaipur Jyoti Vidyapit. He sent a message to me that we should organize a lecture in applied anatomy as well. And the very same day I discussed this message with Honorable Vice Chancellor, and then he wholeheartedly allowed me to go with it. And actually 30th April it was the last lecture, and 1st May it was the Punyatithi, 4th Punyatithi of Professor Dijit Thatte sir, and I requested Professor, our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, that we should organize a lecture series in the name of Professor Dijit Thatte sir on applied anatomy, Vyavaharik Sharir, and he wholeheartedly blessed us with this idea. And the very next day I talked to Professor G.M. Kanti sir, and he agreed with our proposal and with the topic which was selected, and with a very gentle and note of commitment,
he did it in a very short period of time. I told him on the first, and he has presented this one today is on 5th of May, and on a very short note of time, and I know that he could do it, and that's why I contacted him, and very much thankful to him. And after this, I request, we are having with us Dr. Mahendra Sharma, Professor Mahendra Sharma ji. He is the Dean Academic in the University College of Ayurveda, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, Rajasthan University, as well as he is the head PG department of Rachana Sharir here. And I request him. He has been throughout the he has been with us throughout the lecture, and I request him to say something about the lecture. Professor Mahendra Sharma.
थैंक यू राकेश जी। नमस्कार सभी को, नमस्कार।
नमस्ते सर, नमस्ते।
आज हम सबका सौभाग्य है कि थत्ते सर की स्मृति में कार्यक्रम जो चालू हुआ है ये, उसमें प्रथम लेक्चर हमको जो है इस कोविड के परिप्रेक्ष्य में कला और प्राण स्रोतस के संपर्क में प्रोफेसर कंटी सर का मिला। बहुत ही वैज्ञानिक तरीके से सर आपने कला और स्रोतस को हम सबके सामने प्रस्तुत किया। इसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत हृदय से आभारी हूँ, मेरे संपूर्ण विभाग की तरफ से और मेरे छात्रों की तरफ से। साथ ही सभी लोग जो जुड़े हैं इस कार्यक्रम में, उन सबका भी मैं अभिवादन करता हूँ कि सबने कार्यक्रम को जुड़कर बहुत सफल बनाया। आज के परिप्रेक्ष्य में जो कला और स्रोतस का जो विषय आपने रखा, उसी विषय को मैं थोड़ा सा मेरा मत मैं रखूं आपके साथ शेयर करता हुआ। आपने बहुत वैज्ञानिक तरीके से बात को रखा कि कला और स्रोतस किस प्रकार इस कोविड के परिप्रेक्ष्य में हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। कला के बारे में जितना स्पष्ट आपने किया, उसी बात को मैं आगे बढ़ाता हूँ मैं रखूं। जैसे आपने बताया कि हमारे यहाँ एक मत है सृष्टि का, धातु आशांतर मर्यादा। इसी बात को आचार्य इंदुकार ने बहुत स्पष्ट किया है कि सेतु क्लेदो धातु सार शेषो न पूर्व धातु नाम न उत्तर धातु नाम। तो पूर्व का रूप है न उत्तर धातु का मेम्ब्रेन के रूप में, जो पल्मोनरी एल्वेओलर सेल में हमारी ये जो मेम्ब्रेन है, उसको हम कला के रूप में मान कर चल लें, बहुत व्यवहारिक पक्ष यह है। साथ ही हम जब स्रोतस की बात करते हैं तो स्रोतस के रचनात्मक स्वरूप को हम समझें या क्रियात्मक स्वरूप को हम समझें या व्यकृत स्वरूप को हम समझें, और हम उसके लिए मूल पर जाते हैं। तो मूल के बारे में अभी जो प्रत्यक्ष में जो व्याधि हमको मिलती है, उसके बारे में भी शास्त्र में बहुत कही है। आगे बढ़ाता हूँ कि मूल के लिए सुश्रुत ने 11 प्रकार के जो शल्य बताए, जो मूल स्रोतस बताए गए हैं, वहां उन मूलों के अंदर भाव को माना। जैसे प्राण स्रोतस में उन्होंने कहा कि हृदय और प्राणवायु धवनेश्वर है, उसी प्रकार आचार्य चरक ने वहां मूल में जो है हृदय और महास्रोतस को, यानी वहां जब मूल खंडन जब किया तो उन्होंने अवयवों की प्रकृति विकृति भाव को माना। इसी कारण से सर आपने बताया कि कोविड के अंदर जो है महास्रोतस की बातें हमको मिलती हैं, चाहे जो अतिसार है, चाहे रोग है। आचार्य संबंध महास्रोतस हृदय की भी दुष्ट होता है। तो आपका ये जो आज का व्याख्यान था, मैं मानता हूं कि कोविड के परिप्रेक्ष्य में बहुत व्यवहारिक था, बहुत उपयोगी था हम सब लोगों के लिए, और ये मार्गदर्शक रूप में कार्य करेगा। मैं पुनः आप सभी का, राकेश जी का इस कार्यक्रम को आयोजित किया और सभी श्रोताओं का मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर, धन्यवाद।
बहुत 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 धन्यवाद महेंद्र जी। एंड अब मैं जो है आभार के लिए मैं जो है सबका सब जो हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए थे, हमारे साथ में सबसे पहले तो मैं डीसी साहब का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि उन्होंने हमको जो है ये अवसर प्रदान किया है कि हम CHRD के माध्यम से अप्लाइड एनाटॉमी पे जो निर्देश करके हमारे जो विख्यात विद्वान हैं, उनके माध्यम से हम अपने नॉलेज को एक्सटेंशन प्रोवाइड कर सकें इस मंच के द्वारा, प्लेटफॉर्म के द्वारा। उसके बाद मैं याद करता हूं प्रोफेसर डीजी थत्ते सर कि वो निश्चित रूप से इस कार्यक्रम को जहां भी हैं देख रहे हैं, और हम प्रसन्न हैं कि हम कुछ न कुछ उनका जो विचारधारा थी उसको आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं, शारीरिक उत्थान में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। और इसके बाद में मैं दूसरा हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए थे डॉक्टर नरेंद्र गर्ग, शायद अभी भी जुड़े होंगे। मैं उनको भी आभार प्रदर्शन करना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने हमें मोटिवेट किया और हमने इमीडिएट उनके प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट किया ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर के यहाँ से। मैं उनको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा। हमारे बीच में जुड़े हुए थे प्रोफेसर H.H. अवस्थी, एक्स हेड रचना शारी डिपार्टमेंट एंड स्टूडेंट एडवाइजर IMS BHU। हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं प्रोफेसर KN सिंह, कामेश्वर सिंह जी, हेड IMS BHU। हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं प्रोफेसर अविनाश श्रीवास्तव जी, आयुर्वेद कॉलेज गोंडा से। बहुत समय बाद उनसे मुलाकात हुई और वो पूरे समय हमारे साथ जुड़े रहे। हमारे बीच में मौजूद हैं प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर राजेश गुप्ता जी, वो सर्जरी के हेड हैं और बहुत इंटरेस्टेड रहते हैं शुरू से हर तरह के इस तरह के लेक्चर्स के प्रति उनका काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट रहता है। हमारे उदयपुर से जुड़े हैं प्रोफेसर जितेंद्र जी, HOD हैं रचना शारी विभाग के। सचिन खेड़ीकर प्रिंसिपल हैं सूरत में। सचिन शर्मा कुरुक्षेत्र से जुड़े हैं। सुनील यादव NIA से जुड़े हैं। शिवराम जी हैं। दिनेश शर्मा हमारे जोधपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से फिजियोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट से। देवेंद्र चाहर जी बेसिक प्रिंसिपल डिपार्टमेंट से। और मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा प्रोफेसर जी शुक्ला जी का, गोविंद साई शुक्ला जी का, प्रिंसिपल साहब का, वो भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। और इनके अतिरिक्त जो सबसे बड़ा आभार है वो हमारा IT डिपार्टमेंट। हरीश सिंघल जी हमारे IT डिपार्टमेंट को देखते हैं, हमारे साथ मौजूद भी हैं यहाँ पे। और आज का कार्यक्रम थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो रहा था, मैं रिग्रेट करूंगा, आपको अपोलोजाइज करूंगा। एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा हमारे यहाँ क्या है कि वो NKN के तहत जो नॉलेज कॉरिडोर, नेशनल नॉलेज कॉरिडोर के तहत जो है नेशनल नॉलेज नेटवर्क के तहत जो हमको लीज लाइन प्रोवाइड की है, उसमें कहीं टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम जयपुर से ही आ रही थी, इसलिए बड़ी परेशानी हुई आज हमको। हमारे यहाँ से भी कुछ कंट्री सर के लेवल से भी थोड़ा सा वहाँ शायद कुछ नेटवर्क की प्रॉब्लम रही, इसलिए शुरुआती दिक्कत थोड़ी सी हमको आई, बाद में थोड़ा स्मूथ चला वो। तो नेटवर्क का थोड़ा सा मैं जरूर रिग्रेट करना चाहूँगा, हमारे साथियों को थोड़ी सी दिक्कत रही है। और लेकिन हमारी जो IT की टीम है उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से मैनेज किया। हरीश जी हैं, कपिल जी हैं, हरीश सिंह जी हमारे असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हैं PG डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कुमार भत्ता में। और इसके अतिरिक्त उनके जो टीम के स्टाफ के मेंबर है महेंद्र सांखला जी और कपिल परिहार जी और एक मंजीत जी, उन सबको मैं जितने भी जो इससे जुड़े हैं उनका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा। आज इस लेक्चर में करीब 300 से ज़्यादा लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए थे, 300 से ज़्यादा। तो मैं ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा नंबर है, लोगों ने काफ़ी रुचि दिखाई है। और मैं आप सभी और जितने भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं PG स्कॉलर, रचना शारीर के, क्रिया शारीर के और विषय, सभी विषयों के जो भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, चाहे वो हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के थे या पूरे देश भर से जितने भी जुड़े हैं, सारी फैकल्टी जो देश भर से जुड़ी है, चाहे हमारे कॉलेज की है चाहे देश भर की है, मैं उन सबका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं कि आप लोगों ने इसको धैर्यपूर्वक सुना इस लेक्चर को और अपना पूरा समय दिया। बहुत बहुत आभार। और अंत में एक बार वापस मैं प्रोफेसर GM कंठी सर का हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि उन्होंने होल हार्टेडली हमें सपोर्ट दिया और इन अ निक ऑफ टाइम उन्होंने पूरे लेक्चर को तैयार किया। और इस लेक्चर का जो प्रेजेंटेशन का इसका जो कैलिबर है वो सब आपने देखा, कितना अच्छे तरीके से उन्होंने इसको रिप्रेजेंट करने का प्रयास किया है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आभार। नेक्स्ट लेक्चर के लिए जो भी डेट होगी मैं शीघ्र ही आप लोगों को शेयर करूंगा। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
1 second, sir.